Hello and welcome to ACS Golf, and today's review I'm looking at the Callaway Ai-one Rossie putter. Now this review has just come out on a Friday in the UK, so must mean obviously this is a brand new putter, and it is a current model from Odyssey. Big hype about it this year, this Ai-one range. So I really want to get my hands on one to review for you guys, but also for me to test, to be fair, because putting for me, if I really want to get my handicap down, I need to improve my putting. There's quite a few green and regulations I make during the game when I'm playing 18 holes, and I'm not walking off with enough birdies in my mind. So maybe a change in putter might help that. So that's another reason why I wanted to pick it up. But also, just because of the hype of it, and they do look gorgeous in that blue. So I will just say, obviously, I know this has come out on Friday, but don't worry. Normal ACS golf reviews, where I'm looking at sort of older clubs or great deals that I find, is still coming out this Sunday as well. So if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe to it, so you don't miss out on any reviews, which do come out every Sunday, and then extra little bits every now and again, such as this. Okay, now, as always, for all these videos, let's have a closer look at this club. Then we'll come back here, go through all the technology, which is absolutely full of, to be honest. And then we'll get down to the course. Actually, I took this out on my local course, Silvermere, where I'll discuss what my findings were with it, what my thinkings are about this putter from my perspective. And then we'll come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. I'll do an overall review at the end. Okay, guys, let's have a closer look at this. I'm not going to lie, you see the bottom there, but gorgeous putter. All right, let's do it. So there you go, a closer look at the club, and it is a thing of beauty. There you go. Try and show you a little bit more of it in here, but obviously it is spring in the UK, so it's, well, pretty much night outside, even though it is midday. So overall, a great looking club. I really do like the look of it. I love this dark blue. I love the white lines. I love the white face insert, to be fair. Head covers, very nice as well. Very premium, as you would expect from an Odyssey. My only issue is with this, when it goes in there, if you don't put it in quite right, it does potentially stick out a little bit. Potentially could it get bashed a little bit in the bag? Possibly. But anyway, still great head cover, lovely feeling, and I do like that colour scheme. And then with the grip, Odyssey grip, very nice. Can't complain about that. So there you go. And this SL90 stroke club shaft as well they've got. Bit disappointed it's not coloured. They have been colouring their shafts. I think the Toulons tend to be black. So just a bit disappointed that it's silver. Yeah, I'd have liked it maybe blue itself actually to about there. I think that would have been really cool. But this isn't their premium one, so maybe that's why they haven't done it. Okay, now let's get into the technology, well, in this club, to be honest. So this is all about AI when it comes down to Callaway, and obviously this year, which has been the same when it comes down to their drivers. Everything this year is AI. Helped us improve it. They've said with this new AI and the way they've helped it, you can get a 21% better roll than traditional milled putters. So not even like ones with inserts, but milled putters. They're saying, you can get really good, better roll. So we go into all the technologies in here now. So firstly, we'll talk about the Ai-one. So designed using artificial intelligence, we created contours on the aluminium backer of the insert to promote consistent ball speed across the face. And this is what's in there. There you go. And you can see it in there, which I think is a really cool feature. They've got this little insert, and then if you pick up a blade, then they've actually got it out the back here where you can actually look in and see exactly what they've done. I don't know if you can see a little, you might not be able to because of the lighting here, but there's a little bump behind it. Really cool feature, to be fair. I think that's really cool they've done that. There you go. That's what they've also said in the next point. So AI window, some models feature a pan light window, which is unique automotive grade polymer that allows us to showcase unique topology of the back of the insert, which is there. And then, like I said, if you got the actual like blade ones, then you just see it in the back here, which is very, very cool. Moving on, you've got the SL90 shaft, so lightweight steel shaft to 20 to 30 grams, depending on the grip, counterbalance weight in the butt end. This is an evolution of our stroke lab weighting that will appeal to even more golfers. All about the balance, all about the balance of this putter. And this is one thing I always say about changing the grips. Some people like fatter grips and everything like that. Sometimes it can change the balance of the putter because a lot of the time they have set it up to have this weight on there. So, well, I'm sure when you go professional gripping, you can say, look, I want something exactly the same weight as that, and sometimes a lot of the time they do have a weight at the back end anyway, which they'll put on there. But just be aware when you're changing the grips, especially if you're trying to do it at home, you could change the weight of the putter and it might put it slightly out of sync. Moving on, unique navy blue PVD finish. So all these putters all feature a beautiful navy blue PVD finish that really sets them apart and gives them a premium look, which I have to agree with, to be honest. I really do. I mean, I've always found like sort of the white hot, like the OGs, for example, that they released like 2 years ago, I think. They're very good putters, the white hot insert just like this, but it didn't look premium. They looked like they were sort of your middle range putter. Obviously, you've been throwing out for years. For me, I probably would have. I don't think I'd ever been able to put one in a bag because I do like my looking clubs, good looking clubs, especially when it comes out of putters. It's all behind me there. It just looked a bit standard. Nothing special about it. Nothing really offsetting it against the rest. So bringing this colouring in here, I really do think it adds a little bit of an X factor to these putters. I personally really, really like it. And then on the bottom, we have an interchangeable front weights available in 5, 10, 15, and 20 grams. These removable weights allow you to dial in your head weight to your exact preference. And there you go. So that's good. That's a good thing as well. And obviously, you've got the white hot insert there as well as mentioned. So overall, a lot of technology in here, to be honest. They've really been thinking about it. The whole point of this is to get the best roll possible. I mean, when you come down to mallet heads like this is, I mean, sort of say it's a semi-mallet, like a little mallet. Also, I can't remember the name of it specifically, but it's a smaller mallet. It's not your oversized sort of mallet. Off-centered hits, because of moment of inertia, because of the weight, it's regardless of that. All these shapes are all relatively going to have the same sort of forgiveness in my mind anyway. But, it's all about the insert. It's about getting the right roll. And so that's why they really want it to be well balanced so that when you do hit it, it comes out perfectly. And then all you can do is blame yourself and not the putter for missing the putt, which I'm sure we all do every single time we take a putt. We never, ever blame the putter. It's always our fault, of course. So there you go. Anyway, now let's get down to the course. I'll go through what my findings were out on there. To be fair, I'm not going to lie, straight off the bat, I enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun, and I did have a really good birdie putt with it as well, which I was very happy with. And then we'll get back here for the ACS Golf Scale. All right, let's get down to the course. So here I am down at Silvermere, and we're starting off with the best putt of the day from me. Just got to the green in 2 on a par 4, which goes down the hill and then bends to the left, and then managed to putt this in straight down the middle. Don't get me wrong, I moved a bit left and right because of the green, but there you go, birdie. Very happy with that. Now on to what I found about these putters, and for me, I'm never massively normally a fan of an insert. I've always used very much quite premium putters, which all sort of, have a really good CNC milled faces on them. For example, I use Ai-one Roll at the moment, have used Bettinardi, have used Scotty Cameron's as well in the past. So this is not the first insert I've reviewed, but the first insert that I've been using that I'm really considering putting in the bag. And for me, what I was finding with it was just the roll. If I got the alignment right and I got the weight right, this would go in the hole. The roll on this ball was amazing. It's definitely the best ever roll I feel like I've ever had. I was really quite surprised by it, to be fair. Everything just felt like it was hit properly, that the ball was moving in the right way. Like, if you put me just on a straight hole, I really feel like, and it was just completely flat, 10 out of 10 times I would hit that ball straight and get it in the hole. Very much just came down to my own error, and also getting used to the putter with the weight and the face itself, how hard I need to hit it, etc. But majority of the time it was just down to my human error, and also really, really stable. A lot of the times with my putters, especially my even roll, I love it. I've hit some really good putts with it. But every now and again, I just feel like the face just twists just before I hit the ball, maybe because I'm not holding it right or whatever. And sometimes there is that twist there, and I lose a bit of control and then maybe push to the left to right. With this and the whole swing, it just felt like that face stayed in the correct position the whole time. I absolutely adored it, and just thought, again, it inspires confidence, and it just means every time I was hitting it perfectly, and then it was just coming down again to human error. Now, moving on to the feel of this club though, with it being that insert, obviously it's not as soft as you would get from a very premium, milled face, but it's by no means hard. It is very much that white hot insert. It felt very responsive off the face. I was personally worried from a lot of the reviews I read for this club that that insert would mean it's too soft, because if it's too soft I tend to hit it short. I know I just hit this short, but that's again just getting used to the putter. But for me, it was soft, but it wasn't that hard. So I was very happy with the feeling, to be fair. Again, maybe not as soft as I'd personally want from, because it's not a milled face. But again, softness, as I mentioned, can be an issue. So overall, really happy with the feel of the club, and I definitely feel the more I have this in the bag, potentially if it goes in the bag, the better I'll get with it. So there you go, and a lot of fun with it. I mean, the roll on this was fantastic. I don't think I've ever tried a putter that was just rolled so well every time. I feel like if I was on a flat plane, obviously a lot of greens aren't flat, but if I was on a flat plane, I could hit this straight every single time and it would go exactly where I'm aiming it. Just had such a good roll and good feel when it came to it as well. Like I've never experienced something roll quite as well as this, and I've tried Scotties over the years. I've got an even roll in the bag at the moment, which I think is fantastic. But it just, for me, the roll on this was just amazing, just really was. And so that 21%, saying better roll than milled, at the moment, I'd say they're pretty much spot on with that. To be fair, I really did find it was just a great roll, and the putts I missed was just down to me not reading it right, and also getting used to a new putter and the weight and things like that. But overall, it was beautiful, really good, really, really good. Really true roll. It was very, very, very impressed by it, to be fair. Now, getting into the ACS Gold Scale. Oh, one thing I will say before, actually, which I really think is a really cool feature. Even though you've got the white hot face in there, they have still made the effort to mill around the edges. I mean, if you're going to hit around the edges there, you're not going to get it in the hole. But it's cool that they've done that. Just a nice little feature again to make it look that little bit more premium. I hate it when you have just a face insert and then you don't have any milling around the side. It just gives me the idea that if I completely miss it, it's horrible. I mean, I'm never going to hit it from there personally anyway, but you never know. But I like that feature. I think that's really quite good. So let's get on to the ACS Gold Scale. So remember, if you're new to the channel, we have 5 categories. We've got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. Obviously, with this, distance is off the table. I'm not going to do like some YouTubers and hit a drive off this with this off a tee, because I will probably miss it and make a fool of myself. So no one's going to be using that on the course anyway. So distance is not applicable. NA. So let's move on. Let's move on to, let's do looks first, I think. Looks, I've given this a 4.5 out of 5. I think it looks gorgeous. As I mentioned, those lines, that navy blue you can see there, the white insert, it just looks really, really smart. And on the bottom as well, it just looks very, very premium in my mind. And this isn't their most premium model, because they did a milled version of this, which I'm going to try and get my hands on as well, actually, to review. But for this, it just screams premium. It screams being well made, and I love the look of it. I love the whole scheme going the whole way through. I love that as well. I think that's a really good looking putter. Cover, obviously being white, it will probably get dirty quite quickly, which will be annoying, but overall, perfect. So 4.5 out of 5. I think it's an absolute gorgeous thing to be fair. And I wouldn't normally say that about an Odyssey putter. Well, not your normal one. Toulon's ones, yes, most likely, but not your sort of their normal sort of range. So very impressed with that. So 4.5 out of 5. Forgiveness, pretty easy, 4 out of 5. It's not the biggest mallet head, so you're not going to get maximum forgiveness, but being that sort of still that mallet head, and with all the technology in there, modern day putters, this sort of half moon shape, you're going to get quite a lot of good forgiveness in there. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for that. Very happy with that. Now moving on, I will say as well with a mallet with forgiveness, what tends to happen if off-centered hits, they still come out and they will still go the distance, but you'll just be slightly off. And then when it comes down to blades, on off-centered hits, it'll just go a bit shorter, but then tend to stay straighter. So just let you know the difference there between the mallet and the blade. But for me, the forgiveness, yeah, it is what it is. Now let's move on to feel. So feel, I've never been a fan of inserts. I've always used mill putters. My even roll is a mill putter. Before that, I was using a Bettinardi. Might pronounce that wrong, but that was a mill putter. And before that, I was using a Scotty Cameron, again, a milled putter. Don't get me wrong. I tried quite a few face inserts, and I'm not saying it feel bad, but for me, I've always preferred that milled feeling. And it's the same with this. Don't get me wrong, feeling wise, I've given it a 4 out of 5. I think it feels great. If you played a white hot insert before, any clubs with inserts, you won't be disappointed by this at all. It still feels soft and yet powerful as well. I was quite worried when I first got it because a lot of the reviews were saying it feels really soft, really soft. For me, it doesn't quite feel as soft as a milled, because I find sometimes if the club is feeling too soft, I can really struggle with distance control. In the winter anyway. In the summer, it's maybe a little bit better when the greens are rapid, but in the winter, I do struggle with distance control. And I didn't find that was the case with this, to be fair. I thought it felt soft, so for an insert, it feels really nice. But yeah, it felt quite responsive, which is good. So overall, 4 out of 5. I definitely felt it felt really nice, but not as soft as a really proper milled face, which I was getting to. So that's why it hasn't got higher. But overall, fantastic. Okay. Now on to price. So price for me, when it comes down to these putters, obviously this is a brand new club. Now, when it comes to brand new, a lot of this channel is about the secondhand market or getting deals, online on websites for, maybe last year's models because they've dropped the price to clear them. But I don't look at that when I come down to new clubs, because very much, if you're buying a brand new club like this, odds on you going to shop, you're getting fitted for it, or you've been saving up and you want it brand spanking. You don't want somebody else to have used it, maybe worn the grip down a little bit, chipped it, etc. So this price, so this out of 5, is for brand new compared to other brand new models out right now, not necessarily taking into account last year's models from 2023. So price, in the UK, it's supposed to be retailing at £289, but you're picking up for £249 everywhere. In the US, it's just under $300 that I've seen. So not that bad. And if you're looking at brand new clubs that match it, the new TaylorMade Spiders are £300 here in the UK, so more, and then you've got sort of obviously the brand new Cobras, new range as well. It's a little bit more. Ping is more expensive as well. So everything around that sort of bit tends to be more expensive. The only one that I think would maybe be comparable to this is the Cleveland milled ones. So what are the name? HB Soft Milled, and they're under £200 in the UK, and their reviews for them are fantastic. But everything else, it comes in as cheaper at. So I'm giving it, well, everything else I think in its category anyway. So I'm giving it a 4. Let me just double check. A 4 out of 5, yeah. 4 out of 5. I think they've done really well with the pricing point of this. I think they've just come under the rest of the competitors. Don't get me wrong, if you're looking at previous models, you will find them cheaper than this. But right now, if you're looking for brand new and you want a brand spanking new new model from 2024, I think this is a really great option, and I think they've done really well with the price points. That's why I'm giving it 4 out of 5. Now, obviously, I'm not going to give a rating for this, but if you're looking in the second-hand market, you can still pick up some great stuff like Golf Bidder over here in the UK for under £200. You can pick up obviously Toulons from 2020, okay, which is their premium range. Scotty Cameron's Phantom as well from 2019, TaylorMade Spiders from 2023. So if you're looking secondhand, you can there is numerous options that are cheaper than this, but brand new, 4 out of 5. I think they've done very well. So there you go. There's my review of the Odyssey Ai-one putter. Did get a little bit lost then when we were talking about the feel, but anyway, overall, I think it's a fantastic club, and it's going in my bag. So at the moment, it is in my bag. I had a really good fun time out with it on the golf course the other day. I just felt I need a little bit more practice with it, but I felt that there was definitely potential there to get some really good putts. Like I showed you, a really good birdie putt, which I was really happy with, and all the others just missed left or right. It was just down to me getting used to the weight of this, but the roll of it was fantastic. So at the moment, it's going in a bag, and it's likely to stay there because I just enjoyed it so much, and it's giving me a lot of confidence. I can hit a putt, get it straight, and if I make the read right, it's going in the hole. So there you go. There's my overall view of the Odyssey Ai-one putters. Fantastic little things, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do give it a like down below if you did. Also comment, you're going to pick up one of these. Have you tried one of these so far? If you have, let me know down in the comments. And remember to subscribe to the channel, guys, so you don't miss out on any videos that I release over the next couple of weeks. And obviously, weekly ACS golf views do come out 12 a.m. UK time, so a little bit earlier in the US, so Saturday afternoon-ish US time. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon for the next ACS golf review. See you then. Bye-bye.